This Super Wildcard Weekend Monday Night Football props and reaction edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Draft now or play Underdogs Pick'em for a chance to win 100x. Promo code SGPN at UnderdogFantasy.com for a 100% deposit match. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. We're also brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's US based and legal in 40 states. Head to cut.com. That's KUTT.com and use promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store. 50% off everything when you use a promo code playoffs.
Hi, this is Merrill Hodge, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Woo! Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Hello. How's everyone feeling?
How about them Cowboys? How about them boys? Oh man, Ryan. Every once in a while.
Hold on. I have something to celebrate.
Oh sure. Oh, got some cowbells. Cowbells for our Cowboys. Ring them bells. Oh, what are they?
Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead.
Man, you know, every once in a while I get into a dark place in sports and I think, man, what if the Cowboys, what if you're wrong and they don't suck and you always say they suck and they're always going to blow it in the playoffs? What if they actually pull it out? And then first touchdown 7-0. It's like, oh, that's a good start. 14-0. Oh, I guess this is where the comeback starts for the Cowboys. And the bloodbath was on. Oh man, shout out to Dick Puncher. I feel like his epic pregame rant is what really helped carry the
Got
day.
us there.
And yeah, I mean, just an amazing win for the. I mean, just a great Ryan. We're off to an amazing. Both 3-1 against the spread. I hit on the Packers money line. Just a great start to super wild card weekend.
It was almost not believable.
Ryan kept just saying, "Is this real?"
It was just too funny. It was exactly how you'd expect. They kept cutting to Mr. McCarthy. Many men, of course, put him back together.
Many men wish death upon me.
And I just, and for it to happen like it did against the Green Bay Packers, your former team, an organization that owned you. I mean, Jerry, we've seen him look delirious at times. We've wondered, are we near the end? He says he has said crazy ass shit before. He had nothing to say.
No, he said his mind was blown. Could not believe they sucked that hard.
Bill Belichick minus 175 to be the next Cowboys coach.
It's crazy. I mean, people are just locking it in that Belichick is going to be the guy, that he is going to be heading down to Dallas. They were asking Dak, "Oh, should they get rid of Mike McCarthy?" He's like, "Well, if you're going to get rid of Mike McCarthy, you might want to, you might want to talk about my future here as well." It's like, yeah, maybe. I mean, you can't just be this bad in the playoffs year after year after year. And we got our, hey, what's coming with the Dallas Cowboys losing. But then we got as well. I mean, shout out to the Lions. I was on Lions winning, but Rams covering. That was a fun game. Man, there's just so much to get to. We got our props. Talk about all the games that have already happened. The reaction line is open. Before we get to all the calls, all the picks, all the thoughts, we got some great memes already to share. There's just so much. Of course, we're brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner to the NFL playoffs. That's right. It'll bring you an offer that'll help make the playoffs electrifying. I mean, if you were over on DraftKings using those bonus bets. I mean, God help DraftKings. They might have to cancel the show. If you use code SGP, new customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on any game, only on the DraftKings Sportsbook with code SGP. Again, $5, $200 instantly in bonus bets on the DraftKings Sportsbook, code SGP. The crowd is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.1800gambler.net. Your call 877-HOPE-NY. Connecticut. Help is available for problem gambling. ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See DKNG/football for eligibility and deposit restriction terms and responsible gaming resources. Ryan, not only, I mean, this was an epic super wild card weekend. Not only did the Cowboys lose, but also celebrating with some Little Caesars pretzel crust.
You tricked me.
Detroit is the home of Little C's. You know they're going nuts.
We need to update this.
Yeah, so we got to update Ryan's Little Caesars, little Nero icon with a sweet mustached version of Kramer. Of course, get in on the Pizza pregame 1 hour before and 3 hours after NFL kickoffs, plus all day Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, pretzel crust pizza. It was just an extravaganza of taste, flavors. Head over to Little Caesars Pizza. Kramer, let's get to the calls.
Do you have any I mean, we did put out a poll earlier today from the main account, Sean. We said, will Serial be calling it?
Yes.
What do you think the response to the poll was?
Ooh, I would say 60 no, 40 yes would be my guess, Ryan.
55 no, 45 yes. Would you like to talk to Serial?
Oh wow, he decided to show up. Maybe feeling a little soggy.
Well, he's a fan first, Sean,
yes,
of us before the Cowboys.
I appreciate that. I know how hard it is when your team loses in the playoffs to sack up and call in. So hats off to you, Serial. Serial, how are we feeling after that loss for the Dallas Cowboys?
It cut out there, but I missed how much percentage said I wasn't going to call in.
You know, man of your word. Again,
yeah, 55% of the people didn't think you would call in. You did call in.
It's sad.
What is your reaction to this Cowboys loss?
I mean, this one kind of hurts a little bit.
Yes.
It's not like I can sit here and be surprised because this is what happens every year, but I don't know. If DQ left his heart for Seattle, he didn't do a good job really trying to solidify that position.
Now,
that was my initial take.
Dan
How
Quinn,
can you hire this guy? He just
I mean, that is
he just gave up 48 points to fucking Jordan Love.
Yeah, and it wasn't even, I mean, it wasn't like it was a couple of broken plays. You know, Dak didn't help with the turnovers, but still, that was a complete no-show from a defense that was supposed to be really good. That has some playmakers. Who do you want to throw in the locker? Is it Dan Quinn? Is that who we're blaming? I mean, Mike McCarthy, I don't know if he can fit in one, but certainly he deserves a lot of the heat for this loss as well.
No, I'll give it to GQ mainly.
Okay.
I mean, it's hard to like. Can you sit there and say the offense was the problem?
A little bit because of the turnovers, but yeah, I mean, scheme wise, sure, but yeah, I mean, they came out pretty flat as a team. So to me, you got to put that on the head coach. I mean, I've been really critical of Nick Sirianni.
Clean house, baby. Let's do it.
So you want?
I don't want Bill Belichick though. Please don't put that on.
So who do you want? Like hypothetical? Jerry Jerry did by like the fourth interview he did tonight. It did seem like he was going. What was the quote? He had to make it very clear where the responsibility lies. It does seem like he's going to fire McCarthy.
Yeah.
So who's the number one guy on Serial's wish list? Coach of the Dallas Cowboys, 2024.
I don't know. I'll get to that one probably in a couple days. But
no. He's in green.
Right now, I really, I don't know. I would say we're definitely got a lot of decisions: coaching, defensive coordinator, quarterback.
Oh wow,
Trey Lance. Are we sad?
I mean, it was so bad. Trey Lance was trending. Serial. Are we moving on from Dak?
It's the last year of his contract. I mean, other than that, he's going to be paid MVP level money, and probably is. He didn't want to pay him the first time.
Yeah,
I think he wants to like give him more money. He probably does not.
No,
total
tough times.
reboot. New coach, new quarterback.
Dak now 2-6 straight up in playoff games. tough times in Big D.
I'll say this: even I was surprised. Even my simulations didn't have this type of game in the outcome. And for Dak to lose, I mean he was even doing like the fake yell at my receivers, so it doesn't look like it was my fault.
You know, I thought the holidays were over, but honestly, this was the greatest gift I could have got. People ask me, "Hey, Sean, what do you want for the holidays?" Just wrap this up and put it under the tree every year for me. I'm sorry, Serial, but yeah, I've been there. It sucks when your team loses.
Yeah.
And Serial, a real man stepping up to the plate, calling in. Serial, I guess we'll hear you when draft time comes, or you're always calling into the show. But any parting Cowboy thoughts?
Career may be mad at me, but shout out to Barry and Mel on the Premier League.
Oh wow,
Billy on the soccer league. I know American football may be dying down for us Cowboys fans right now. But we got European football in like mid-season. There's going to be the Euros in the summer, so we got a lot of good soccer.
Oh, Ryan, that's how bad it's got for Serial. He's talking soccer.
What do you mean? He's plugging.
What do you mean? I'm showing you like an 80-1 we've hit in there.
He's promoting the Premier League gambling podcast. This is exactly what you love.
All right, Serial. Appreciate it. And
we don't have to say worst of luck this time.
No,
we can just say best of luck.
Best of luck in the off season.
Yeah.
We'll see what we draft, right?
Yeah. Moving on. All right.
See you, fellas.
I thought Serial would call in.
Oh yeah. I mean, again, the Cowboys are number 2. We're number 1. Possibly a good transition if we wanted to play.
Yes, play the. This is a video. Let me pull up the gentleman's name so he gets a plug.
Oh, 100%
Robert Williams Films on Instagram. This is courtesy of. This is just an all timer. I mean, great parody work by this gentleman. YouTube.com/sports gambling podcast as well. The visual is pretty strong on this song as well.
Oh no, we got the wrong thing. We got the wrong thing showing. There we go.
Okay.
Daddy, how long has it been since the Cowboys won the Super Bowl?
Just for the longest time.
This is so good.
There's no Dallas Cowboy fans inside. Are y'all still them boys after 2 nights? Green Bay destroyed you. No championship for you. That hasn't happened for the longest time. So much has happened since you won your last. Jerry Jones, Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott, trash. Lost in the wild card. Green Bay just stood on your star. You haven't won it for the longest time. Maybe this won't last very long. You said you'd win this year, but you were wrong. Dak Prescott let down CeeDee Lamb. He's the interception man, and that's all that he's known for.
This is
And it ends with Dak throwing the throwing the Hail Mary out of bounds.
I mean, if that was the last time he throws a pass for the Dallas Cowboys, could it be more perfect?
No. Great way to go out.
A Hail Mary for nothing out of the and back in the end zone.
Oh man, that is just production value was great. Robert Williams Films on Instagram. First time I've ever seen his stuff, but that was amazing. So shout out to him. Ryan, the call line is open, huh?
Oh yeah, we got a line. I think I'm taking these in order that they came in, and we only skipped Serial because he was a priority.
Oh, yeah. You got to get the Serial first.
But some say there's the yin and then there's the yang, so we got to get easy on here.
Oh yeah,
let's hear. He was first in line. The second the line opened up, he fired in. He's got to be feeling good. We saw a lot of grown men crying in Detroit. Jared Goff did like a LeBron, arms out. I am the goddamn man. It did seem like maybe we dumped the Gatorade easy.
See, I knew y'all were going to say that. That's why I wanted to get here quick. No Gatorade was dumped tonight. All that was just tearing down the 1991 shit. But we're going to be ready in Detroit next week for the Eagles. No Gatorade has been dumped. So, Sean, next week when you're making your picks, you can say anything else you want to say about us except for that.
Well, I'm seeing Jake the merch god in the chat saying, judging from his Lions fans' reactions, they did feel like they won the Super Bowl. I mean, easy. I'm not.
Hold on, Mike Tirico had to remind them. There was a sign they showed, right? It said, "I went to Jared with a Super Bowl ring and a picture of Jared Goff." And Tirico goes, no, you haven't won the ring yet.
There was a grown man crying in the stands. Easy. So
many of them.
There are a lot of guys moved to tears. I mean, it's awesome. Detroit is a great American city, great fan base for sports. I'm happy they won. I'm a little happier they didn't cover. They got the win. But I mean, you deserve to celebrate. I mean, you haven't had a playoff win since 1992. Enjoy it. But yeah, I mean, there's certainly some big time celebrate.
Still enjoy it.
Yeah, still enjoy it. Easy.
Celebrated all week.
I said to Ryan kind of jokingly when the Lions were punting only up one, I go, it's back to the Rams there for what ended up being the Rams' last drive. I go, oh, the Lions fans have to feel supremely confident. You must have been shitting bricks punting that ball away to Matt Stafford in that situation.
Oh yeah, I think I had 2 minor heart attacks during that.
I mean, when Jared Goff missed, I forget who he threw it to, but on like 3rd and 5 and just was not even close on that throw. I'm like, oh no, this is happening.
Well, he did the 2-handed pass, then he tripped over his own feet. And then
there were a couple moments where I'm like, oh no, Goff's looking like Wentz here with some of these. But they
fucking weekend at Bernie's.
Shout out to them. Defense came up when they needed it. I'm not going to be the one that some people are bitching about the Nakua jersey tug. It's playoff football. I don't think that was super egregious.
Nakua.
Well, and that went both ways too. I mean, there were calls on both sides of the ball. Aiden Hutchinson was held 5 or 6 times that they didn't call. Like you said, it's playoff football. So for Rams fans to talk about that one little tug on Puka Nakua's jersey,
and they missed a big false start that they called the other way, or they called it on the Lions and there was nothing there. That was a pretty bad one. So,
and by the way, Sean and I live in Los Angeles. I wouldn't worry about Rams fans doing anything. There aren't many of them. They only.
I was surprised there was any even on Twitter to begin with.
Yeah.
So.
They only outnumber Chargers fans, so they feel like the big brother, but. Yeah, I wouldn't sweat the Rams fans. If anything, I felt they got the whistle. If I'm being honest today, the Cowboys somehow got the whistle and still managed to get their ass beat.
Yeah, I don't think it was great refereeing in either game, but I don't think it was so one-sided either way that it impacted the game in a big way. So,
all right.
Yeah, no, this is one of the few Lions games where I can say that I'm actually not mad at the refs.
Yeah. So easy. All right, playoff win. Well, how we feeling? I saw someone in the chat, may have been Go Birds in the chat, saying, who would you rather play? Would you rather? Now you guys are going to host the playoff game Sunday afternoon, either against my Philadelphia Eagles or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who do you feel better about playing right now? Are you rooting for a particular team?
So, I mean, obviously I'd probably rather play the Bucs just because one, Jalen Hurts is better than Baker Mayfield, and 2, the Eagles have the experience of going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So the Bucs are obviously the team that you want to play. But that being said, I'd rather play both of those teams than I'd rather play the Rams, and we just beat them. So I'm really good either way, especially with AJ Brown banged up. So, I'll welcome either team coming into Detroit.
No, I saw, knock on wood. Hopefully we see you next Sunday.
That Detroit secondary was really struggling with the physical Puka Nacua. Both teams are going to come in with
Puka
physical
had an amazing game. A couple guys had an amazing games. Josh Reynolds balled out. Aaron Jones. We haven't even gotten to that, Ryan. Like, I feel like we really smashed some of these props. I mean, our FFPC stuff, we were all over Aaron Jones, all over Aaron Jones in the prop market. You were all over Reynolds, Puka. It was
shout out to everyone I inspired to take Aaron Jones 3 touchdowns.
Oh yeah. What a day. What a game. Well, congrats, Easy, and enjoy it. You got to celebrate every playoff win.
Appreciate it. I'll be looking forward to playing y'all next week.
All right, let it ride.
All right. Thinking I'm going in order now. Next up, we got we got multiple. We got Tyler Remsburg, Sean, joining us via the X line.
Tyler, you're on the line. Tyler.
Oh, he's new. He could, maybe he's not used to space.
Yeah, it is tough out here in space. I'm surprised. Do we have Dick Puncher available, Ryan? I feel like this is a good time to check in if he's around.
Let's see. All right, we still got. Yeah, I'm not. Well, if Tyler, call back.
While you're working on the X line, Ryan, I'm going to remind people to check out HelloFresh. Oh man, with Super Wild Card Weekend, it's 3 days of football. Last thing I want to do is go grocery shopping or help out with any sort of meal prep. That is why HelloFresh is just awesome. Again, they say full day of work, but my day of work is watching 9-10 hours of football. You just don't want to do meal prep shopping. HelloFresh makes it so dang easy. The food's really good. It is America's #1 meal kit. Again, save yourself some time, make it easy on yourself. Love HelloFresh. Love the food. Some of the chicken is very, very good. Again, easy breakfast to start your morning off right. 10-minute lunches, satisfying snacks. You got to sign up with HelloFresh. Just go to HelloFresh.com/SGPN free and use code SGPN free for free breakfast for life. That's crazy. One breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com/SGPN free with code SGPN free. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. And Cut, Ryan. Everyone is scared to take my Eagles action
serious?
over on Cut. This is a disgrace. All my mentions, everyone in YouTube say how much the Eagles suck, how much the Bears are going to destroy them. And then you can go to twitter.com/gambling podcast, scroll down the link to my $200 bet. I'm begging the people to take it from me. Nobody wants it. They're scared, Ryan. They're scared. But again, Cut is the perfect peer-to-peer social platform available in 40 states. Which is great. Again, you're going head to head against your buddies, your friends, guys at work. And since you're going head to head, it makes the prices better for everyone. And it doesn't even have to be sports, pop culture, anything with a verifiable event, politics. You really want to go down that rabbit hole. But again, people talk a lot of trash, and Cut is the ultimate. Put your money where your mouth is. Download Cut today in the App Store or head over to KUTT.com. That's KUTT and use promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. Do we have any listeners on the call in line, Ryan?
We have a line of them. It's amazing.
Okay.
But Dick Puncher is here with us.
Dick Puncher gets priority.
He's here with us
He
right
has
now.
gold status, joining us on the line. I felt like I used the number of his Mike McCarthy insults during the day.
Dickisms.
Yeah, Dickisms. When you call him the Sultan of Snacks, your line about cover 2 being toppings. As a comedy writer, I really enjoyed what you put together there and your calling, and I think inspired the Packers to this amazing victory. Puncher, how are we feeling?
Go Pack, go, go
Yes,
Pack, go Pack, go. Woo! Guys,
Oh, man.
I don't know about you, but the only problem I have tonight is how sore my arm is after pounding the bookies in the dick all day. Thank you. By the way, about your comments regarding my my pregame rant potentially having played a role in that outcome. For any of those who missed it, in that rant, I proclaimed, and I quote, "Bet on anything other than the Packers, Jordan Love, or Aaron Jones props at your own peril." Okay? I pointed out how badly Aaron Jones has owned the Cowboys. Implored all the D-gens out there, all you have to do is heed the flow chart, which, as you'll recall, goes, is Dallas facing the Packers? If so, that's an L. 10 of the last 11 now. 10 of 11. Right, everybody out here was talking about how, the Cowboys are undefeated in Jerry World. Newsflash. The Packers are still undefeated at Jerry World all time, including a Super Bowl win. For weeks now, I've been trying to convince everyone out there for weeks. Love is him. And he is, since week 12, he's now thrown 21 touchdowns to 1 interception, 21-1. He had a perfect passer rating today until they had to bring him in back for the final drive in garbage time, and Kraft dropped the 3rd down pass, which should have been a completion. But 21-1 touchdown interception. Who does that sound like? Who is the only quarterback in history who has stretches like that? And this whole Dan Quinn blaming thing, this was not Dan Quinn. This wasn't Dan Quinn's fault. This is Love and LaFleur legitimately rising as a football superpower. He's unfucking believable, this guy. Like this, it's just, he's so good. He's so good. He had Parsons coming in after him, and he looked calm and controlled all game. 272 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. Aaron Jones, hilariously, he went for over 130 total scrimmage yards, 3 touchdowns, which isn't even his record versus the Cowboys, which is just hysterical to me. 48 points, by the way. 48 points. Not only did we never score that in the whole Rodgers era, I checked, neither team has ever scored that much on either side of this rivalry ever.
Oh my God!
Tyler in the chat saying this, Dick Puncher's calls are stronger than any sort of nose beers. You get the crowd fired up, Dick Puncher.
This new superpower, aka the Packers, aka LaFleur and Love, 10-point dogs on the road in San Francisco.
They got nothing to lose.
4-1 on the money line.
They got nothing to lose, Ryan. Watch out.
We've faced them quite a few times. And, the NFC North did quite well this week. And I'll just say, the North remembers. All right. The North remembers. We're coming.
All right. Thank you for calling in, Mr. Puncher. Wow. Let it ride. Congrats on the win.
Cannot wait to hear from Dick Puncher next week.
Oh, man. I'm already looking forward to next week's pregame show, Ryan.
All right. We just keep it going. We got another Tyler.
Oh, sweet.
Friend of the program. Chiefs fan.
Oh,
Tyler
yes.
Wentz. Got to feel good. Got the first win off the hump. Offense still not good, but Rashee Rice maybe he's the dude.
Rashee Rice did very well for me in the FFPC challenge. Chiefs. The Saturday games not quite as interesting. The KC game just as advertised, right? Dolphins couldn't do anything offensively. Chiefs able to move the ball up and down enough. Cold as hell.
But yeah,
how are we feeling, Tyler?
Two and not good in the cold.
Oh, I am feeling great. I have a 6-leg money line parlay that I'm sweating out. 4 so far. I had the Packers in there. Let's go.
I don't think did we talk about the bad beat that Tyler had earlier in the year on air?
Oh, the worst bad beat of all time.
No,
yeah, quick
I think
side
he had
story.
it in the Discord, but walk people through that one.
Yeah, I had another 6-legger a few weeks back that came down to the Dolphins at the Titans.
Oh my! Remember?
And that's when they were 14-point favorites.
Oh my God! Yeah, that was a crazy
favorites.
Game.
And I had $1,057 on that parlay, and I had a cash out option before that game of $13,000, and I did not take it.
Oh no!
They were up 14 points with 3 minutes left in the game and lose outright.
That's
unbelievable.
Fucking bonkers.
I can't. I respect the no hedge though.
Well, yeah, we are a let it ride company. Hopefully, your 6-legger this week hits.
Oh, yeah, who you got on Monday?
Yeah, so I have $500 to win $25,000 on this 6-leg parlay.
Okay. What do you
Texans, Packers, Chiefs, and Lions, and then I've got the Bills on the money line, and I've got the Bucs on the money line.
Oh,
but I may hedge if we get there. We'll see.
Now you've changed your tune on hedging.
Might have to. Yeah. If you get shot with the rifle one time, maybe you duck.
So you didn't include your Chiefs in that parlay? You did. Okay.
No, I had the Chiefs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you went Chiefs money line as well?
Yeah, I did money line on all 6 games this weekend.
How you feeling about your Chiefs? So what do you think after that win against the Dolphins?
I think they really only won that game because of the weather, to be honest. But,
yeah.
I live in Kansas City, but I'm actually a Broncos fan. So
oh, that's right.
Yeah, I would like the Chiefs to lose this next game.
Well,
I had the money line in this for this past game. So.
I mean, they're most likely going to Buffalo, which could be another weather game. And Buffalo has proclaimed themselves as a dome team. I think they've come out 2024.
Yeah, I'm all over on Buffalo. I had a 16-1 future for them to win the division that hit, then I've collected a bunch of free bets from DraftKings throughout the season, and I've been putting it on Bills to win the Super Bowl. So I've got a good chunk on Bills Super Bowl future right now.
Just picturing like a miner walking around picking up a bunch of free bets, saving
digging it away. DraftKings promo code SGP.
16-1 division win for the Bills. I put $50 on there because they gave it to me for my birthday, so they ended up giving me $850.
It's a damn good birthday present. Shout out to DraftKings. Promo code SGP.
Hoorah!
Hoorah! All right. Well, thanks for calling in, Tyler.
Good luck to your money line parlay.
Minus the last leg.
Well, I'm good. I mean, I'm going to be rooting for Tyler.
Not me. Cash out if you get past the Bills. Let it ride. Gamblestein in the chat saying, had to come see Sean victory lap here on Cowboys getting pasted. Figure he wouldn't keep it just to my Twitter feed. Well, Gamblestein in our FFPC draft was like, oh, you drafted no Cowboys in your FFPC lineup? That doesn't seem smart. Now, they did rack up a number of garbage points, but I feel like not playing a Cowboy will, if the rest of my pieces do well, will serve me well down the line.
People who played Ferguson or CD probably in a decent spot, even though they lost them.
Yeah, but I mean, 80% of the league having CD Lamb. That's to be.
The Cowboys were not punted, so certainly good to see them go out first round. All right, we got to get an update on the love triangle of Matt Stafford, Jared Goff, and Noah Beanick.
Noah joining us on the line. You know him from the college baseball experience and college basketball experience. Check out those podcasts. Noah, it must have been, an amazing night as a Lions fan. First playoff victory since 1992. How are you feeling? You won the playoff. You kind of reunited with the old girlfriend, but you went home with the right gal at night. How are we feeling?
What's going on, guys? Yeah, it was a great game. Watched it with some family. I think that was the right thing to do. The first time my dad and my mom have seen a Lions playoff victory in 30 years, let alone my lifetime, but it's been an extra decade for them. But no, I need more life advice.
Okay.
So,
yes.
I broke up with this girl about 3 years ago. We went our separate ways. She kind of moved on before I did. She settled down early, way earlier than I did. She had some early vacations. She was posting pictures all over Instagram. They made it sound like she was living the life. And then all of a sudden, I decided to be a little bit more bold. I ventured out. I took some chances. And I found a new girl. And I've been having a great time with her. All of a sudden, my ex-girlfriend and I, we ran into each other at a bar. And the ex, I thought at least it was a mutual breakup. But then all of a sudden, when we meet at the bar, she doesn't want to make eye contact with me, doesn't want to acknowledge that I'm there. So one of her friends that she was with at the bar came over to one of my buddies when he was up to get a drink. And then we had caught wind that, she wasn't happy. Okay, I'm done with this. I'm done with this kid. I don't know how far else to go.
Yeah, where else are you taking this?
In the post-game press conference, they asked Matthew Stafford, are you proud of the city of Detroit? Or are you happy for the city of Detroit? And Matthew Stafford says, no. He didn't say no. He said, I'm happy for the players, and left it at that. Bitch, we rooted you on the entire 2021 NFL playoffs to the Super Bowl. We celebrated that Super Bowl with you. And I don't know if you got upset that you were taking so many shots on the field that we were out roughing you and your new boy toys out on the field. But holy shit, like getting out of my stick for a second here, he was getting clobbered on some of these hits.
Oh, he was. I mean,
and
I
was like,
I think they had these special playoff doctors in because
isn't it great?
The eyes of Stafford after his head snapped back on the Ryan, maybe switch to my camera. I'll do an impression of his eyes. It was like he looked concussed. He looked concussed.
I would go a step further. It's almost like the it's the playoffs. They got rid of the CT stuff. They say, you know what? You know what? Let's be a little loose with it. We don't need these.
When they were doing the COVID thing, and they're like,
Puka
it's the
too.
Playoffs.
Yeah, Puka got knocked.
Puka got knocked
then,
around.
Kyron Williams smashes his head on the ground. He's being evaluated for a wrist injury.
Well, I think they did the math. The independent neuro evaluator was like, wait, Carson Wentz? The league office just said you don't have a concussion, but no one wants to see Carson. I was the only one rooting for Carson Wentz to come in the game because it was pure comedy, and we had talked about how it would just be such a great narrative for the NFL writers to come up with.
But I mean, I just gotta say, like, dude, I get it. You might have not have had the best experience out on the field, and everybody was cheering against you. But 2 years ago, we rooted you on, like you were still our quarterback. So yeah, just a little bit of hostility there to my.
It's one of those things. Noah, you moved on. You got the hotter girl. Just be the bigger man. Let it go. Let bygones be bygones. There's always. It's not a breakup if there isn't a little little hurt feelings at the end. So don't let Maddie's catty comments get to you.
Sean, I hate to bring it up, but we are 1-0 in Cinderella Man games. Okay. Let me go back to the pregame.
Oh yeah.
I'm taking you back to the passage.
Yes.
From verse 3 of the book of Eminem.
You did
Cinderella
read the
Man.
Eminem.
Fuck catching lightning. He struck it, screamed shut up at thunder, then flipped the world upside down and made it rain upward. Cinderella Man, Cinderella Man, Cinderella Man, Cinderella Man. Rewound the future to the present, paused it. Don't ask how. Fuck the past, motherfucker. He's the shit right now. Cinderella Man, Cinderella Man, Cinderella Man, Cinderella Man. Dan Campbell, Cinderella Man. This is his time. This is his week. We want Philadelphia.
Ooh.
Bring on the birds. Bring them to Ford Field right now because we want Matt Patricia. The way that offense played in the first half, we want Patricia. We want to stick his fat ass head on a stake and march around the city with it. Let's fucking go.
Oh, I love
it. All grit, one pride.
I mean, obviously, I want the Eagles to win because I'm a huge Eagles fan. But the narrative of Eagles going into Philly, the Patricia storyline, it's going to be an awesome week if the Eagles can pull out the victory. So knock on wood.
Just like we had Stafford versus Goff, all the headlines are going to be Patricia versus Campbell, and then Sirianni is going to be like, "What the fuck, man? I'm the head man here.
Yeah.
This isn't the Matt Patricia show. This is the Sirianni show." So then there's going to be a little bit of locker room. Well, we've already heard that there is some locker room problems or issues or what have you. That whatever you want to label it, you might go out there and win it tomorrow since the rumored problem won't play, right?
No, AJ Brown's not a problem. Noah, you're the guy who has a great relationship and now is trying to break up other couples because you got that great relationship.
He feels good.
Enjoy your nice relationship.
We feel good.
Don't come into my thing and be like, oh, how many times does Sean make dinner? What does Sean do around the house? Oh yeah, I take out the garbage. I clean the backyard. I do everything.
Really, no massages.
You got the perfect marriage over there. Enjoy it and let me deal with my stuff.
We want more. We want more. We're coming for more. The Gatorade wasn't dumped this week.
Right,
We've got more business to take care of.
We have cocky Lions fans. What a time to be alive.
We have happy Lions fans, and we have a good Lions team. We're ready to score as many points. We didn't score many points in the second half because we were saving them to put them up on Matt Patricia here. Week 2, whatever you call this round of the divisional round of the NFL
you don't even
playoffs.
know. It's never happened to you guys.
Shout out to the college basketball experience. Shout out to the college football experience. Shout out to the college baseball experience. Also, I could be like Serial too. First off, we wanted Dallas. I mean, let's
Aiden Hutchinson did say that.
Campbell had controlled fury ready to go into Dallas to take on the Cowboys.
I know. That would have been fun.
Go ahead.
But I mean, that would have been fun. But I mean, the way the Cowboys lost to the Packers, tough to
that
top
was great.
Tough to top.
Shout out to I can do the same thing as Serial. Shout out to the Premier League gambling podcast.
Okay.
I want to say, like, every time that I've come on here and called onto the show, I've gotten a nice little text from Malcolm, like the next morning of, like, "Hey, your bit really made me laugh." As long as I can make the listeners of the Sports Gambling Podcast, come into the mind of a Detroit sports fan, a Lions fan. If I can make somebody laugh on this show, I don't find myself as a funny guy all the time, but I'll take on the mantra of the city for you.
Well, there is you just created a clip where you said, if I could make the fan of the Sports Gambling Podcast come into the mind of a Detroit. So we're going to clip that up and you're now going to live on the soundboard forever, Noah.
Yes.
Oh yes. Let's go. Let's go.
He's our Peter Schrager, Ryan. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, Noah.
I made it.
Noah.
I made it, Mama. I made it.
Congrats. Shout out to you in the city of Detroit, and shout out to
Let it
Malberry.
ride. Thanks for having me on, guys.
And being serious for a real quick second, they did do a college baseball experience episode recently, so that's not sad. So we have more callers. Tons
of callers. How many more callers we got, Ryan? Caller. Thank you, Noah. Let it ride.
One more caller. Cousin Mush is here. Checking in.
Cousin Mush joining us on the line. Cousin Mush, I assume one of these crazy weird outcomes screwed you in some possible way, correct?
How about 9 points in the second half of the Detroit game?
Oh no. Did you have the over for the game?
Yeah.
Ryan, I'm just looking. I smartly teased that total down. If you remember from the pick show, I hit my tease because I had Rams +9, Rams Lions over teased down to 45.5. So just barely got that, needed the tease. And then Packers +13.5, never in question. So I mean, the people who were on the over must have been so pissed in that game.
I mean, I don't get pissed anymore. I have a question. Do you guys still have that sponsorship with the BetterHelp people? I might need a discount.
Yes. I think we do have a
code somewhere.
Yeah,
we'll slide that over your way.
Yeah, check that
please. If I can get more than one session out of that would be the best thing ever.
BetterHelp.
I mean, and it's
BetterHelp.
I do it to myself. The only game that I was certain of this weekend was fish can't play in frozen weather.
Yes.
Okay. And instead of just going all in on that game, no, I got to get cute and try to do these other things.
I get it. I'm not. That's why I tell myself I'm not a totals guy. You got so what? There were 38 points in the first half, Sean.
Yes.
And then only 9 points in the second half somehow.
Yeah.
It was weird.
I was able to hit the over in the Cleveland game too, and I mean, I had an okay weekend, but like, of course, I can't be happy with profits. No, I got to go all in when I think I have an angle, and that's why I need the BetterHelp line. I mean, it just is what it is.
It's natural. There was football on.
Yes, it happens to the best of us.
And to top it all off, as I've discussed with you both already, the criminality that sports books are with tomorrow night's total.
Yes.
I mean, like, what are we doing here? Every other sport in America refunds bets when the games aren't played on the same day. I don't know why the NFL gets away with this.
It is very interesting because it's not. It seems like the consistent response is that regulated onshore books have some sort of 1 week rule for the NFL. Game must be played in like 8 days.
By Friday, this game has to be played.
Yeah, which is interesting. The only place only regulated place was the South Point in Nevada, which is as old school as it gets.
Yeah,
they refunded, and candidly, most offshores, from what I understand, also refunded because most places, like you mentioned, have a traditional if daytime changes, no action. Which I think most, I think in most cases that's a much more fair representation of what should happen. The game, the game goes
or
to
at
the
least
next.
Give me the option. I mean,
Well, that's interesting. Whether or not you give them the option, but the idea that if a game changes venue, I think it automatically would have changed. It would have voided. But the fact that even if it changes a day, obviously you're seeing it in the total, right? The total went from 33 to 38.5.
Yeah.
So
and now it's back
matters.
down to 37, I think. And the weather still looks like trash for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm still on the right side. I don't know, but who knows?
I can tell you that when my bet was voided, I did rebet it and get a slight better price. So I, not too mad. I mean, I have been shredding this weekend, and not just the football show.
Oh yes.
We're fine.
Right. While things were, while just Ryan and I were just like kids on Christmas morning unwrapping this Cowboys loss. Ryan fires up not one but two feeds from some racing channels and was just like hitting. I think you had a couple superfectas. Ryan, what did you hit?
I hit a try. So first race, it's a Golden Gate. There's not a ton runnings. It's later in the day. Golden Gate. See the three favorites. There's a big gap between them and the rest. Do a basic entry level trifecta box. Boom, hit that. Next race, it's Santa Anita. I'm watching because it's beautiful track. If you've never watched one of the horse tracks that looks nice on TV, not like most of them. They're mostly trash, but Santa Anita's nice. And I'm watching the horses walk by. The two horses, a gray horse named Honey Pants. I go, Sean, I'm betting on Honey Pants. So I put a $20 win play show. And this fucking 19-1 beauty takes it down. It was a barn burner to the end. It was even a
do they still have Trevor Denman as the race caller there?
Oh, man, that's one of those if you know, Sean. Asking about a horse play-by-play guy. Yeah. I honestly don't know.
He has like an English accent, and he would be like probably 70 years old now. This guy
that feels like the kind of job you just do until you die.
We're watching the game. Ryan goes, they're about to interview Honey Pants' jockey. The guy's like 3'9".
I mean, he literally came up to the waist of the guy.
It was very funny.
It was quite. Anyway, so hit that, and then fired off randomly a superfecta. A couple of races later, hit that. So yeah, I'm fiery red hot right now. If Detroit
careful, stay close to Kramer.
If Detroit had covered, God help. I mean, we would have been riding into Monday with the tail of the tape on the line with Buffalo -10. That was a $6,000 ticket. We also, the investment firm had some other round robin situations that would have closed out. It wasn't.
I'll sum up the call and the whole moniker of Cousin Mush. That poor bastard Tyler didn't know what he had coming to him, because whatever that leg that he needed in that game. That happened one time in 760 something attempts, and I was also on Miami in that game to close out a money line parlay.
Oh no!
Oh jeez. Well, we should now moving forward, we're gonna offer. Normally, we're strictly no hedge company, but I think if people ask from now on if they should hedge or not, I'm gonna tag you, Cousin Mush, and see if you have action on it. And if you do, I'm gonna advise them to hedge. That's going to be my new policy.
I mean, I'm not a hedge guy unless it's like some obscene amount of money.
Yeah.
But I mean, like right now, the only thing I have left for hope for the rest of the year is I have a Baltimore future, which somehow I drunkenly at the Circa bet like 3 times. So I have like $300. I have $300 on Baltimore at 20-1 from preseason.
That's fun.
God forbid something good could happen there. Who knows?
That is fun. It is fun when you realize you screwed up in your favor.
Yes,
they're on my refrigerator here. Well, by the way, it's freezing here in Rhode Island. So don't cry about your 50-degree weather out in California.
It is chilly.
50. It was in the 40s this morning. I had to put on the heavy jacket.
You are at elevation.
And the sun came out. And it was all good. All right, Bush.
All right, thanks,
all right,
Bush.
Boys.
Let it ride. Thanks for noticing. Cousin Mush. Man, Ryan, so much action. We got.
Of course, he was on that. Total.
Yeah, I mean,
9 points after what happened in the first half.
Yeah, so we're like, what's going on here? And we should have just realized The cousin Mush powers are strong. Hey, if you haven't signed up over at Underdog Fantasy, what are you waiting for? I'm sure we'll give out some pick'ems on social tomorrow, Ryan. These things are so fun. Been firing away. Came close to a couple like mega hits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN, 100% deposit match up to $100. Legal in a bunch of states. They're also going to have a best ball draft after the Super Wildcard Weekend round is over. So a lot of chances to get down on some action. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Get that 100% deposit match. And of course, last but not least, Hall of Fame bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame bets, the sports betting analytics platform. Parlays, player props, the deep data. They got you covered. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Promo code SGPN. Love it. Let's get to it. Kramer, we got some props to give out. First touchdown. We've kind of already hit on some of these. Well, also, we didn't really talk about the Saturday games that much. You were all over Houston. That was a nice cash. The Chiefs game, I thought, I don't know, nothing big to report there. Rashee Rice going off was fun, but we said Finns are really banged up defensively, ton of injuries. They're going to struggle to do anything offensively because of the weather, because of the Chiefs defense, because they suck on the road. That was pretty easy. And then, Flacco turned into a pumpkin. That was a fun ride while it lasted, but CJ Stroud balled out.
Yeah, I've just been shredding. I mean, the two dogs I take went outright.
Dog.
I lock up Kansas City. Never
so easy.
Never a doubt. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty laser focused on this playoff. The Detroit game, even that game, I feel like it kind of nailed how it was going to go. We didn't ever get that Stafford disastrous turnover. The concussion happened, so maybe we were close. But it never came down. But nothing to add to the Houston game other than Joe Flacco. People need to apologize. It
was a fun run.
We got a little excited about Joe
It's
Flacco.
A fun run for Flacco. I don't even know if
2 pick sixes.
Yeah, I think
he's now lost in the wild card round, Sean.
Yeah, he was just firing. I really, it was just Brown's defense really couldn't slow down the Texans. I mean, certainly he deserves some of that blame, but the Cleveland's defense got to show up a little bit on the road there. Stefanski got outcoached.
Is Joe Flacco a Brown next year?
I don't know. I still think I don't think he's maybe a starting quarterback, but he still played a decent amount of high level football. Like if you have a team with a decent offensive line and you need a vet to start you a few games, you could do way worse than Joe Flacco. I mean, we saw how thin some teams got at quarterback. I still think Flacco's got another year in him. I know it looked bad there with those couple pick sixes, but if he's in camp all year and knows the system better, I would still, if you're talking about just next year, I would still take Joe Flacco over Deshaun Watson.
He certainly, I mean, the reports of what he did to the locker room and all that nonsense seems like there's some value to maybe keeping him around. Maybe he can be what helps fix Deshaun Watson. What if Joe Flacco was the mentor that Deshaun Watson needed?
I'm not touching Deshaun Watson.
All right, Kramer, let's talk a little Steelers Bills. Now on the prop show, we've given out some already. Feel free to weigh in if you still like them because of the venue change. I don't know. For me, nothing really changes. I still like.
Well, the venue's not changed.
Or sorry, not the day changed. Maybe not quite as windy. Still looks like it's going to be relatively shitty weather. I still like Josh Allen over 8.5 rush attempts. I'm seeing DK moved it to 9.5, but you're getting plus juice. I still like that. And I also gave out Jaylen Warren over 8.5 rushes, which I still like. I don't think much changes from the Steelers game plan. I will add Josh Allen over 39.5 rushing yards because it's just a different way to play the attempts, but I still think he has a decent game.
Yeah. So,
or at least volume wise, he's going to be going after it.
Definitely like, I like those angles, the rushing, obviously the yards. I think the weather was probably going to, I mean, you saw the videos, the weather was probably going to completely disable most pass. Like the ability to pass was probably zero in the first iteration. I think in the second iteration, it's going to be a little bit more likely, which makes it interesting as to why the total only goes up 4 points. That being said, Josh Allen to throw an interception is back on the table.
Yeah.
But you know what? I dove into the most receiving yards in this game because it could be a lower receiving yards game. Still kind of chalky, but Dalton Kincaid plus 750. Well, to have the most receiving yards in the game.
I like that. And I'll kick it over to the Steelers side. I know I'm on them with the points, just because I think I don't know. It just seems like too high for a playoff game. Although we already saw one big dog win outright. I don't know if Super Wildcard Weekend has another.
We're not going to get 2 7.
I think if I'm a Bills fan, I feel good that the Packers won that game. I know it's not related, but it feels related.
It's related. Small
sprinkle on these anytime touchdowns. Pat Freiermuth at plus 750. I think to me is crazy. You're talking about the starting tight end on an offense where he's going to be out there for like 70% of the plays. And then Mason Rudolph, Ryan, very small sample size on Mason Rudolph, does not have a rushing touchdown so far in his NFL career, but he's only played like 15 games. He had 17 rushing touchdowns in college. We always talk about that narrative of desperate quarterbacks look to run the ball in the playoffs. Mason Rudolph, anytime touchdown, 11-1. So I'll take a small sprinkle on both those guys, anytime touchdown.
What is yeah, I mean Mason Rudolph's rushing props become interesting.
Yeah,
for the same same basic handicap. 11-1's probably not the right price.
No, because he had 10 his senior year, 10 rushing touchdowns.
But even like forget all of that, just the type of weather it's going to be, the type of dude that he is. You don't think he's going to get loose a little bit?
4.5 rushing yards, more or less on Underdog Fantasy.
What?
Yeah,
4.5.
I like again, he doesn't have much history of running. That's why his number is so low. But shout out to CJ for the Tua rushing ladder, which some people got it at 24.5, and he actually got 25 yards. They got it at like 20-1. Our bet, Ryan, was at 45-1 or 50-1, and we needed him to get to 26. The fucker got 25 yards, but I could see him easily having like a Tua-like performance, and maybe we can find. I didn't think
35 yards is plus 33.47.
Okay,
25 yards
like
is
this.
861.
All right, should we add a group ladder on Mason Rudolph rushing yards?
I just clicked submit.
Okay. So walk us through, just so we get it on record, Mason Rudolph rushing ladder.
All right. First step is we'll do 15 plus 280.
Okay.
Second step, second step 25 plus, just put plus 900.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That's just these unrounded numbers.
And what's 40?
35 is 33.47.
All right, that's all we need to do. Mason Rudolph.
Those are the only 3 steps they offer.
Mason Rudolph, 35 rushing yards, 33.47. Because I could see the same type of thing. He's getting frustrated with some of the passing game. There's a busted coverage. They're gonna do boot action for him, and so many times play bust, just freak out and you run.
I didn't have a prop for the Steelers, but as we're talking, I do wonder if maybe you play the Highsmith sack prop. It's a quarter. It's plus 125. It's Josh Allen. What I worry about that is when you get the official score, starts to say, "Oh, that was a run. It wasn't a sack. It wasn't a sack. It was a 1 yard loss run."
Yeah.
Like, God. So
those. Yeah, the sack props can be frustrating.
But no, I'm
when they split a sack. But if it's only at a quarter, I don't hate that. Any other props to add here? Oh, let's talk first touchdown. Or can we do those? What do you want to do those later?
I mean, whatever, however you want to do this, Sean. We can finish out some props on the Eagles game and then and pop over and do a ladder if we got it, an additional ladder.
So now that Julio AJ Brown's out, I do like the Julio Jones stuff.
Just to be clear, he's out of the game, not of being on the team, because he stripped all of his social media mention of Eagles.
You're framing that incorrectly. He deleted football related
framing
stuff.
it correctly for me.
Yeah, he's frustrated. He's not playing in the game, so he turned off his football social media because he's frustrated.
Does that mean he thinks he's healthy and the team's not letting him play?
No, I took it as he did everything he could to play. He's not able to play.
Well, that's what Schefter said. He tried his hardest to come back.
Come on, read the press release.
He tried his hardest. The fuck kind of reporting is this, Shefty?
Give me Julio.
He tried really hard.
I like the Julio Jones stuff. I gave him out on DFS. I like the over 16.5 rushing yards. Officially, we'll say the touchdown as well at plus 230. So yeah, Julio Jones, and then Dallas Goedert. I think with no, I think the targets are going to be centralized around Julio and Dallas Goedert and Devonta Smith. So Dallas Goedert over 4.5 receptions, I think is pretty good. That one's over on DraftKings. Promo code SGP with some juice. Don't mind it at 5 either if you want a more reasonable juice. So Goddard over catches and then Julio touchdown.
So yeah, the more that I think about how this game could possibly go, the more that I just focused in on Rachaad White, and I don't know how much they're going to use him. The only scenario where I see Rachaad White getting heavy usage is a clear victory. Like they dominate the game, which I think is probably pretty unlikely. And so for that reason, I'm going under his carries of 16.5. I think the only way. So first of all, this year in their 8 losses, he's only gone over 17 or had 17 or more carries once. And so the idea that if this is going to be a close game, the Eagles are favored. If the Eagles win this game, he's not going to get the workload that he might get. So taking the under on his carries, kind of faded him in the DF in fantasy too. I don't have a ton of Rachaad White, and then again stayed in some of those fun to lead the game markets. Jalen Hurts to lead the game in rushing yards is plus 550. That doesn't seem correct. I know Swift had a big game earlier this year, but that didn't seem correct to me. This is a playoff game where there's a lot of uncertainty around Jalen Hurts right now. I feel like this could be one of those games where he just puts the team on his back.
Back against the wall.
85 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Totally in the realm of possibility. First ladder prop, Ryan. We already gave out the group Mason Rudolph, but get the stick.
We that was a on the fly ladder. Just whipped it up.
Just broke out the ladder. Julio Jones receiving yards. This is a DraftKings ladder. Promo code SGP. 25 is plus 145. His over under is only 16.5. 40 is plus 390. 50 7-1. 60 receiving yards.
That's
for Julio Jones.
No way.
Is 12-1.
Wait, is this? I'm like right now.
Yeah. I don't know what the other site is that you're probably looking at, Ryan, but yeah. And granted, he hasn't had a ton of receiving yards for the Eagles so far, but I mean, he hasn't had the workload of without.
So let's talk about it. It's so we there was some news about Zacchaeus getting a comment from Hurts about being ready.
Quez Watkins.
Zacchaeus is still around, I assume.
Yeah, but Julio is higher than Zacchaeus on the chart, and I think the Eagles kind of like Quez better than Julio, but I think Hurts trusts Julio more, and I think Hurts likes Julio more. And you go back to this very same game last year, Bucs at home against the Cowboys, Monday night game. Julio had 7 catches for 74 yards and a touchdown. Similar kind of thing. Like he was a late ad, didn't do a ton in that season, but had a really good game when it mattered. I don't think he played a ton of snaps last week, so I think that matters. Vet guy, you know, he's certainly super old.
What was the top rung of the ladder?
60 yards at 12-1.
Can I interest you in a super high,
a dangerously high ladder? What am I adding on to it? If you got different pricing, feel free to toss.
No. It's not that I have different pricing. The top rung of the ladder, 80. I have an 87 yard option.
What is it?
40-1.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Come
on.
77 is 20-1.
That's also good.
Ladders
I think he has a good game.
Ladders are excellent. All right. I'm a little bit more basic with my ladder. I had no 30-1 type action, but I believe you've been running around touting a Josh Allen carries statistic where he has 26 carries over his last 2 games. It's really bad weather, and I know I'm certainly going to be on James Cook volume stuff as well. I think the weather is still going to be pretty bad. Josh Allen rushing attempts. Sean, what do you think about that? And how about we won't start all the way at the bottom. We'll do a ladder.
So you're laddering his rushing
attempts. 12 is plus 245, 13 plus 335, 14 plus 425, 15 plus 515, and 16 is 6-1. What I'm gonna play this at 16, 14, and 12, and maybe I go down to 10. Little 4-step ladder. But
so he's had a 15, 2 15 attempt games in his career.
I mean, again, this is the exact,
and one was last week.
Well, and the other was probably the game they played. Was it against New England?
No, it was against Atlanta at home, but in Buffalo in January. So
rushing attempts ladder.
Yeah,
Josh Allen.
Don't hate it. I mean, certainly you like it slightly better if the weather's crazy, but it's still going to be pretty bad.
And I'm still seeing that 9+ sitting at a nice minus 115. So hasn't moved too much.
Anything else, Ryan? We gave out. Oh, sorry. Yeah, first touchdown.
Yeah, let's talk the fun
first
stuff.
touchdown.
Because I don't know if you pay. We hit a little first touchdown today. Do we want to talk about it?
Baby one, but 10-1 is pretty sweet.
Aaron Jones, though. I mean,
yes.
And again, shout out to the people that decided to get down on 3 touchdowns for Aaron Jones. That had to feel excellent for you and your family.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Sean, would you like to go first, or shall I?
You can go.
All right, early game. We're going Steelers defense 30-1. We're going Mason Rudolph 55-1. A lot of the same things that Sean said. Then I'm going double tight end on the other side because Josh Allen's price is a comical plus 400. What are we doing? I'm going to take some credit on breaking this market, but come on, guys. Dalton Kincaid is 12-1. Dawson Knox is 22-1. So we're going double tight end to go with Mason Rudolph and the defense on the other side. Who do you like for first touchdown in that game?
I'm going to do, you got to play Mason Rudolph. 45-1 is bonkers. And then the same guys I like for any time. Pat Freiermuth 28-1. I think is really high price for a tight end that's going to be out there. And shout out to my boy Musgrave coming home with the touchdown. Hopefully you got the anytime at 5-1. I at least had a little bit of a mini sweat on the 80-1. That was a lot of fun.
We love our Beavs.
Yes.
Conference of 2. Although I guess they're uniting with other conferences now. It's like the Avengers. Eagles Bucs, Sean. First touchdown. This one easy. Came right to me. Dallas Goedert 12-1. DeAndre Swift 10-1. Again, Hurts is like plus 375. His price was even shorter than Josh Allen's. And then on the other side, give me K-Dot. Basically, kind of a fade of Mike Evans. Give me K-Dot and 20-1. Chris Godwin 15-1. And let's just hope it's not Mike Evans for the first one.
Yes.
What they've done, they're smart to do this. But they've realized that you just have to make the guys that score all the touchdowns very like expensive to play, and it sucks. But they've done that. Now just make the other guys give us a better price than the other guys. Like have a gap. Have some guys at 4 to 6 to 1, and then have the next tier at like 14 to 1. That would be the fair thing to do. I'm looking at you.
Looking at you, sportsbooks, corporate gambling. Come on, give us a break. For me. My first touchdowns for the Eagles game, you nailed it. Dallas Goedert 12-1, and then play that sacks. Kenny G 25-1. He gets.
That's my favorite Chris Bermanism.
Whoop. Does he call him Kenny G?
No. I'm just saying, like anytime you allude to a player like that, it's a Bermanism.
Yes,
but that's a good one.
He does have 2 touchdowns on the year. They use him near the goal line.
Play that sacks.
So yeah, give me Kenny Gainwell, 25-1 for a guy who gets some red zone carries. I think is a good price.
They were using him last week, and it does seem like
he was the only positive thing out of that disaster last week against the Giants.
Yeah. So that's it. You're not doing any Bucks?
No. Nope.
What do you mean?
I'm not doing any Bucks. I didn't do any Bills. My new thing is I'm just doing 2 teams on the team I'm on right now.
So you don't play the other team at all?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know.
Bold.
No, it's a slight adjustment on my strategy, right?
Bold.
I laser in on 2 guys I like and take it from there. Time for some
#Legends only.
Mine is not insane. It's 43-1.
Well, that's pretty good.
All right. Julio Jones touchdown, 60 yards, Eagles -9.5. Somewhat simple. I keep seeing Julio getting involved big time in this game. So yeah.
Wait, so say that again. How many? What was the threshold?
Kind of what my ladder was: 60 yards, touchdown, and Eagles -9.5.
All right, let's see what this. I'm gonna just tweaking something right here. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna stick to do what I was originally gonna do.
What do you got, Ryan?
I'm unpacking it. Give me a second.
All right. Hey,
well,
I
was changing things around because you're saying a lot of stuff about Julio Jones, so I just wanted to see if the price would be juiced enough to make it worth it.
While Ryan's unpacking over there, make sure you check out the merch store. Everything is 15% off when you use the code playoffs. We got a bunch of good stuff there. We got some, hoodies, hats, the mini helmets, bunch of shirts, some fun kid stuff, baby stuff. You got a kid, you want to embrace the DGen lifestyle. The ask me about my third leg of my parlay bathing shorts, everyone's favorite. Lot to get down on, so make sure you check those out. Kramer.
All right. So unfortunately the 2x4 fell because of Isaiah Pacheco, but so we're kind of running it back. Mike Evans, Josh Allen, we're standing it back up with that. But to make it extra juice, because that would only be 26-1, and as CJ would say, that's not good enough.
Doesn't move the needle.
So I added Dallas Goedert 2 touchdowns to it.
Oh, okay.
That makes it 431.
So hey, walk us through that again.
Josh Allen, Mike Evans, Dallas Goedert, all
2 touchdowns.
431-1.
Oh my God!
Easy. I can hear Easy putting that in right now. That's right up Easy's wheelhouse.
And somehow they may have made a mistake because they're letting me bet $23 on this one.
Oh wow!
I'm getting rich.
Limiting those sharps.
I'm getting rich.
All right, Ryan. Hey, tomorrow morning, talk a little college hoops. What are we talking? Like noon ish West Coast
Noonish
time?
West Coast time.
YouTube.com/sportsgamblingpodcast.
Smash
that subscribe button. College basketball picks. The consensus plays especially have been very good. And then rolling right into divisional NFL playoff content, DFS picks, props. We got you covered. Awesome show. Big thanks to all the callers. Chat was amazing. You guys are the real MVPs. Oh, and Making Bacon also pointing out Bet Detective shirts. He got his discount playoffs. Love the Bet Detective shirts. So much good stuff.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
The Dago Dimes.
Dago Dimes
also got a lot of compliments out in Vegas. And my I don't know if it was the shirt or the mustache.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Ciao.
Kramer. Let it ride.